National House of Chiefs, big platform. We are not saying all mining should be stopped forever. I'm very disappointed to hear a president of the House of Chiefs oversimplify our argument and choose the launching of a Minerals Commission office in the Western North region to basically misdirect the Galamsey conversation. It's pathetic that we make a lot of money from Galamsey, and therefore those of us who are saying that Galamsey should be banned, we should be careful. Really? When the House of Chiefs themselves have written in the past that you read for me,
that he signed,
I would have thought that on an occasion like this, you would say,
he signed it.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, he signed that communique.
That, you get it? And God bless the media for not over-highlighting it. It's so sad that whilst one chief is refusing a bribe
on his deathbed.
You see, for me, sometimes people miss the significance of how powerful what they say is. TUC went to meet the ministerial committee and said, we are not interested in long conversation. Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, Sky, in December last year, they presented a 16-page dossier. Sky, the Ghana Academy has probably, before you get into that academy,
some of the finest brains.
You don't even have to be, so it's not like you can be a professor. To get into the academy, you have proved, you work with academics. So if you're a fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, we have agreed as scientists that you are at the top of your game.
Yes.
They issued a 16-page letter. I read some of it on air and explained Galamsey from beginning to end, and they propose things to be done. You ignore all of that and you come up with in a speech and say we should be careful.
Pro television now on YouTube. Video yako Bernard Avle. Bernard Avle chere dream or Juma was City FM Channel 1 television. Now recently you also say no to Galamsey. Galamsey say issue. Go for and penny for when him de Eddie Popo Magana buying any Ghana penny for someone to be for Galamsey Koso or mine. Now and on a House of Chief Presidents AP about a one team. Ebeka say one more air calling for ban on mining. One we need on working is an so one name sika sa mining Galamsey a scared the brown mine into no meeting on a sasam. Na Bernard Avle says asem no say anga hu yin ka penny di nka wonya platform usua de hu adekon abeka ho asem nya ho nim de ansa na waka ho asem yes ye mo platform na wo kasa keke na de ba kwa ni de say ever since papa ika asem when say media no man that mileage and that platform and that trending open as a media now so nsem na kind so na a society that does not value knowledge over position is doomed to fail. The Bernard Asema can say, or mind be an a society be a or value nyansan in dear over position. Not be an exam position or one and no doing but or who's in nyansan in dear so that was or mine or mine a book. 80 for once in Ghana for yen standing up for the truth. Galamsey says you yen too. The fact that Galamsey every on mine is canon doesn't mean say yen man could phone to Galamsey then say yes you. Now House of Chief Assembly no come. Or so say one more calling for that ban on mine or me was a one. There be doctors for say issue now one send at the area about mine. Ghana Water Company complaining. Everybody in this country is complaining about Galamsey. And Bernard also make a statement to say one more calling for ban on mining. No say ban in mining completely. They are not saying that. What they are saying is see a press release and I say press statement in here papers be our document be our kind they are all saying the same thing. Say ban mining for some time. They putting measures in place to find solution. Said the beya yen jamu obian to no go saying so. That is what they are calling a government is that one year. And you say government banning mining. It is the House of Chief Papa Kana dear at a braka. But Bernard or cannot drink, or children not drink, Nissama or kind. They would do. Young Bernard Avle. Pro technologies ni pro lens na boy chido. Here pro trends pro television.
National House of Chiefs, big platform. We are not saying all mining should be stopped forever. I'm very disappointed to hear a president of the House of Chiefs oversimplify our argument and choose the launching of a Minerals Commission office in the Western North region to basically misdirect the Galamsey conversation. It's pathetic that we make a lot of money from Galamsey, and therefore those of us who are saying that Galamsey should be banned, we should be careful. Really? When the House of Chiefs themselves have written in the past that you read for me,
that he signed.
I would have thought that on an occasion like this, you would say,
he signed it.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, he signed that communique.
That you get it. And God bless the media for not over highlighting it. Just, it's so sad that whilst one chief is refusing a bribe
on his deathbed.
You see, for me, sometimes people miss the significance of how powerful what they say is. TUC went to meet the ministerial committee and said, we are not interested in long conversation. Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, Sky, in December last year, they presented a 16-page dossier. Sky, the Ghana Academy has probably, before you get into that academy,
some of the finest brains.
You don't even have to be, so it's not like you can be a professor. To get into the academy, you have proved, you work with academics. So if you're a fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, we have agreed as scientists that you are at the top of your game.
Yes.
They issued a 16-page letter. I read some of it on air and explained Galamsey from beginning to end, and they propose things to be done. You ignore all of that and you come up with in a speech and say we should be careful. You know, sometimes in Ghana we say when you have power it means you have knowledge. But that's not the way it is. It's the other way around. It's knowledge that gives you power. In Ghana, you can have researchers do a lot of work. This professor, Friar I interviewed, his dissertation was the best for the University of Niagara. Somebody can be made a minister after 3 years working for a political party and can come and make a statement that overrides all that research because he has political power. A society that doesn't value knowledge above position is doomed to fail. We don't and see, when you are given position, you must not. The reason we study to come and sit here is that we may not get this chance forever. If you come on air, you must research. So if you have a chance to speak to the nation, you don't just say anything. And whatever you say, it may be true, but what are the implications? What impression does it send? So it may be true. We are not saying mining should stop forever. But Sky, Medical Association have released information about the effect of the chemicals in these waters on people's babies, on people's kidneys, on people's lives. We are saying pause and rethink. Then you choose a big platform like this to say we are misguided. So the academy is misguided, the doctors are misguided, the nurses are misguided, the TUC is misguided, the Catholic bishops are misguided, all of us are misguided. How? Okay, so what's the weight of evidence? Okay, so let's assume you are misguided. What did you present to show us that you are misguided? Where is the body of knowledge? I've given you a 16-page dossier of the academy. Where is the... But you see, this is the tragedy. Because you have a mic and somebody will write what you say without scrutinizing it. You can just say it and it becomes the big story for the day. And then people who will not think deeply will accept that and say, oh, by the way, this person has said this. A society doesn't advance like that. Let's put the best ideas for it. Put forth your arguments. We have put forth, I have over 50 press statements, and all of them come up with 4 conclusions. State of emergency, moratorium, LI 2464, a roadmap to salvage our water bodies. That's what they all say. When you distill all the press statements, they are saying it's gotten to a cataclysmic. The Ghana Water Company, Ghana Water Company, Ghana Water Company say we are not able to process raw water. Doctors are saying children are being born deformed. The video evidence of water pollution is there for all to see. Then you choose a platform to launch a Minerals Commission office to say something that completely tries to divert attention from the core issues. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. What I will say, I believe the academy. I believe the doctors. I believe the religious leaders. I believe those who have put their lives on the line to report on this for months, if not for years. I will believe them. And we thank God for the platform we have. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We will not shrink. The government has to do the right thing. The government has to make a decision. We will not allow them to obfuscate the issues. There's no window dressing. This is a fight we have to stand up for. They cannot say they haven't heard us, because they know our children's future. The chief was offered 250,000 cedis. He said, if I take that money, what happens to my children's future? Somebody has planted cocoa for 30 years, a rubber plantation that takes 8 years to fruit, and you spend 30 minutes to destroy it because you want money. Meanwhile, the research even shows that the employment you create from galamsey doesn't last for more than a year. The poverty reduction is worse after galamsey occurs. Environmental degradation is worse after galamsey occurs. There's evidence. So we are not even speaking. He says the sole factor theory for galamsey is false. He says artisanal mining has been transformed from labor-intensive to semi-mechanized industrial mining. The machines have been brought in by urban people and Chinese into galamsey. This new phenomena affirms the multiple factor cause of galamsey, which argues that poverty is not the sole driver of galamsey. So don't tell me that what could the people do? What food do we eat after they are finished? What water will they drink after they are finished? After they get money, how many girls will get pregnant in that community? How many schools will get destroyed? What is the social and the political cost? What are you talking about? Why are we looking for convenient arguments? Because it suits us. That's not why we are here. We will not allow that. And there's research to prove that the way artisanal mining is being done with these excavators is destroying the country's ecology. And yet, every day, the government is changing the goalpost. Today, they say, well, state of emergency is draconian. Tomorrow, there's a 5-member committee. They want to meet us to talk. Next week, they will say, we are arresting some people in the Brewing Waters, so we are fighting galamsey. Next week, they say NDC also did it. Every week, there's a new thing. The most important thing to do is to announce a moratorium. That's what you have to do. And the organized labor will stand with, and they say, if by 30th you don't do it, all of us will join. Because for once, Ghanaians must stand up for what is right and damn the consequences. We cannot, you see, there are things you can avoid. Every day you avoid it. A day comes when you have to face it. Look in the mirror and say, we have to deal with this issue.
Bernard Avle, Oye Juma, our City FM and Channel 1 television. And I'll say, there be as a motto, oh, ye it's our time, ye sorry. Na, yaka say, enough is enough. Na, or sister, the TUC, ama date, the 30th. The 30th, soon, now binding ye, and put any measures in place. They will all join. Yes. 2020, ever to abano. Ya kai say on mampini na nado dankwa. Galamsey. Ya me stopping galamsey. Even if say mama lose election. And people were clapping for this man. People were saying, say, yes, this is how a leader should speak. Ya to abani we ya. And they so most of our waterfalls, source no do na every river nim, your rivers nim and ever. And they who do na isuna than it call. Isuna go than it call. If a House of Chief President will come out and speak like this, you see the reason why the likes of Trina Jonas and Kevin Taylor are always bashing you people and insulting you people. Because when you get the platform, instead of you to speak things that to now they hear politics. I didn't think I would say NDC. I didn't think I would say NPP. And I blame game. And I'm one more time, I say any baby. Wait to say one more time, I say baby. So you see, these two political parties on we have a problem, both NDC and NPP. That is why a lot of people are saying, it's about time you pack your money now to because we say we buy so say so. We say we buy so say so. I've always said this, and I'll continue to say it. Say bibini, a before you move a brain, you trim soon. Say bibini say be na de koni di sika bebre na on fa ho. Tade ne be say na de do be nya sika o ye okay. It is the House of Chief President even so can make be so Bernard asem no kan so. And everything Bernard said from the start of the video to the end, I agree with him 100%. when you get the platform to speak, if you have nothing to say, just shut up. So that platform no na woni hwe ka wano tum. Asabi yeso okwasia kura ka na no tum ayebu nyansani. Bible ne kan wo. O se sebe so okwasia o ka na no tum a yebu nyansani. We are talking about idea de however yenye sika na ne de akwakosa yare. That is what the House of Chief President wants to tell Ghanaians. Say yenja ni ntu galamse no. Ye tu galamse no na kidney yare ba yare awodo oba etiate se wo man ma ni atam sa sika ne de akwakosa yare no. The kind time I was school as Polano primary days no. Ye co breaker, ye can't see one, ye did ni ya 2 robbers na pretty baby ye pretty wo ye sell and area. Ye pon one near headmaster or see go around and pick the rubbish na mude rubbish na mude imra na mude gu fa mom pick na mfa go as you know. And one day your assembly no buy no say once a mun sabi mun nim nyansa. Or one fa sabi anka but a ha make a sentini or so se mun nim nyansa. Mobaye efine bu fam mo pon na mo kwa ne asa ma wasesa enti mo nyansa nkyere mo se mo didi wi mo fam good as bi nim because we the two o be ba be fa o pon school be fa ye be ma pick up compound ni so nyina enwura bi o bi be sesa to one day what only kasa assembly no ne kasa so I expect as student ye jinim die ni nyansa na wo se ye hu nyansa se ade me de to fam me ye dem mesa ma be fa man fa na ne kwade chia me ba be fa ti ade na me mo ano na me fam good as e bi na National House of Chief President ne be so chire no e bi na House of Chief President ne be so chire ye ma mun tu galamse ye ma mo nse ye nsuo ne nya sika free me nya sika ne free mu ya ye dia ba na ya ye etia te se wo man we de sika na kokose ya de what is the sense in this then Bernard Aka say it's good that the media didn't entertain him because I think he wanted to trend. Galamsey is a national enemy. Galamsey no, a national enemy. It's not NDC NPP. Because say you soon say be a menu ye kokana you about my yes gam tobi. That is what we are talking about. Bremu River Pra and Cobra. You should the on nam kwan you soon that one if and that screen is on and as a leader, when your platform now kasa, why not kasa enjoy mining in Ukrumha? Who doesn't know that mining a discovery? But the fact that a discovery does it mean he enjoy and also one is you say, if you are near Santa Museum is a aqua cream shoe. What is the sense of this? And that is the reason why and then the Gen Z's, you know, they Omunya platform they will insult leaders because the leaders in Ankasa when they Omunya platform won't Kenyans. Ghana pay the phone in your platform. You will ask yourself, say, are these the same people and no in a classroom nana? Sukuni a koyen. And a suku omokoyen, yakobi nana. Why are we doing this to ourselves? She said, oh, Galam said this cabre. Tinja and insurance say, the insurance say we are near sometimes she can get a credential. Insurance say that the area brain. Near terms she can get a papa. That is what the man wants to tell us. And it's good that, it's good that the media didn't entertain Zana Semokan because Zana Semokan sebi. It doesn't make sense. The fact that it's giving us money doesn't mean we should allow it. Then can't we put measures in place? Can't we plan? Can't we do things? I ain't mean to turn Yama Galamse and Usunja. Yankase Jai mining. But illegal mining assembly. Galamsey is an enemy. Galamsey your mining tanko. And MPP needs more yama one create the Maka Galamsey enemy. More ya mining tanko. Because we're sorry and NDC bar power or say you show more. We're so sorry and MPP bar power. Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves as a country? It's been at work. 30 of any idea. Be a platform or focus at Galamsey. It is not about you being an NPP, whatever you call yourself, and for me, so NPP new in this new environment. We are talking about Ghana first before any political party. Ghana first. Would it now see and family and family? So, got to say when your body says she has sent you because it done if you ever about. Ijane treba I say jato egwifie ozo ijane ndum fie ti mfa me ho egusu treba mo yi hwe bibi yo ye tinkra ha na ye nya isu kama no efi say isu na ni da ho na ye sam di ebedu ba bi no bedu ba bi munya say na kalam say na discovery nti enja na mo nse no ho kakra ye bedi nti bibini ya pro bibini ye ni bre when money is involved bibini doesn't care. Even if I didn't ever say, we be ninkwan as a sika woman, so we couldn't hear put and fan. I didn't even couldn't hear fan so far as being sika de yoki. Into a house of chief in the house of chief president, or that's what she said. So far as a galam say, nimbre every sika dear in their own to. In here, sometimes sika aqua posaya, at times sika crunch. Any money, Ghana, any money. It's Bernard is dear or the cameras media account. We are all fighting. We are all going to speak against Galamsey. We are all speaking against Galamsey. And we will Yebekasa Kopim Tama obey the right thing. Pro technologies in the full lines in the way you dominate. Not see the pro trends. I was some pro television. So Mr. Bamaluti, producer, director, executive producer. So I am Mr. Everson she on our next episode. Very soon. A new show by a friend in the discourse. These are some of the things I ever come once. You ever can't say anything that is wrong. I did be a cost when you ever can't say it. We are not here because of MPP or NDC. We are not here because of any political party. We are here for Ghana. As I say, till the discourse very soon. Tronica sends you may this shall see Wednesdays and Saturdays 3 p.m. Wednesdays and Saturdays 3 p.m. We will Tronica saying on our channel. Tuba no ababishim. Bidi ndina na bina frima apesimaka.